I get a Tim Cam. I was handed a Tim Cam. Not a tin can, a Tim Cam. This is just too weird. First off, transmission and one motor. In the Tesla department, they're much smarter than us. They put the motor, because they're not engines, they're motors, and they put it right against the wheel. There's a sprocket in the back, one on, I got a 2-motor Tesla, one on one side, one on the other. Instead, we're doing kind of old school with a power glide transmission here, one motor, then we'll attach the other 2. So it kind of looks cool. And so I got a 3-motor gig, but it still is a transmission. So you're gonna lose some of the power through the transmission, through a drive shaft, through a rear end.
We're gonna move the chargers back a little bit so we can mount the radiator and move the motor.
You don't have the radiator yet, though?
No, because we were waiting for a measurement on the core support. We discussed about moving the battery charge back, the motors back. We didn't get to it. It's designed, we just don't have mounting points. So I want to try this one last time with the bell housing, with the tranny, with the motors, which they're telling us we gotta wait 2 to 3 weeks now for our motor with the other shaft.
How do we know which one's running at which time? How do we,
They're all gonna run in sync with each other. So you have 3 controllers, 1 per motor, and that's what tunes them and makes them run together in sync.
But so they're in sync?
Yes.
Because
and you have pulleys, a sequence of pulleys. So this is gonna be your bottom drive motor, okay? This goes to a shaft on the front of the motor. You have the other 2 stacked, all right? You'll have a pulley here, which will drive this motor, which we have another one on the way with another shaft going through it because they sent us one without a shaft going through.
Right.
And on the back side, you'll have a pulley from this one that drives this one. And then it's all in tuning the controllers that keeps these in sync.
And what's fun to understand is none of these people, when we started, like whoever's making these, they were never intended for cars. They're intended for very big washing machines.
But I can still put this all together with the mounts. I can put it in, I can place it where I need to with the tranny and get a measurement on the drive line and figure out where we need to put the radiator or how to mount the radiator. That gets mounted in there, and then you have a conventional drive shaft just
When
like
do
a
we
regular.
drive it?
In a couple weeks.
Oh.
No,
Oh,
just kidding. Just kidding. I wish it was going. I can tell you, I feel really good about where everything is right now, and I have
I'm sure
for a while,
you do.
But
you got a camera
as
on,
my
you got
witness
these people
is,
watch it.
they've seen me scratching my head.
What a bonehead.
I have
He
never
just
done
said 2
this.
weeks, and it was like, oh, good.
Yeah, he got all happy. He didn't even know what to say.
No,
I should have just.
that was just great.
I should have been like, and then he would have called me in 2 weeks. He would have said, "So how are we looking?" And I would have been.
I gotta get a
just
new
kidding.
bandana. I just want to see it. Go, my
Let's
God.
just do it. Let's get it.
Get it on
we got
the
all the
ground.
wiring dug. We got it plug and play. We have everything that we need. So let's just start doing the body work. Let's get this thing painted.
It's very
Let's-
stressful.
I know.
I didn't have this beard this morning. Just thinking about coming over here.
We had said if we'd set it back 3 inches, and just after all the measurements, I have 17 inches total to work with.
Set the whole motor bay back? You meant like the motors back 3 inches?
Yeah, so like once they're all assembled from our original point, I was gonna set them back 3 inches. And I just kind of remeasured everything and looking, and it's pretty much 17 inches worth of motor and plate and everything. So technically, I mean, I have 20 inches total. I mean, that's 3. But it's like, you
It's
know,
like by the skin of your teeth, though.
do I take that chance and mount everything at that 3 inches back and pray that we don't hit the firewall? Probably not. I'll probably give myself at least a ½ inch. It gets real narrow here, and all the things that are like condensers and radiators are typically rectangles. So as it gets narrow, I lose my space. So it's kind of difficult. So if we set things back, we kind of stay out of where it narrows in, and the fenders will cover up this open space so we can fit it all here. But in addition, I need the motors to be set in their final position because the contactor box that I'm building, which has our relays, the distribution bar, my ground studs, basically all of the meat and potatoes of what makes this electrical car run I need to be able to cut out the available space I have because it's so much that I need to know exactly how much space I have.
Where is that going to, where's that contained unit of all of those electrical things? Where is that going to go?
So it's gonna sit on the inside of the frame rail,
Okay.
in between the frame and the motors.
Got it.
So I mean,
So it'll be mounted to the frame.
correct.
Got it.
Yeah, it'll be very sturdy, something thick, at least on the very bottom of it, just in case something comes up and hits it
Yeah.
or anything like that.
Yeah.
A lot of things that we're trying to do require small modification. And it's like, yeah, I could have made something that fit. I could have made it an inch smaller and went, oh, look, it fits, but that's not what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to make it perfect for the car,
Yeah.
you know? And having brackets or things that just don't look right or don't flow with the car, it looks terrible and people notice that, and that's not what I want to do. And then on top of it, it's like we have 2 gigantic battery boxes in the center
Yeah.
of the front to the rear of the vehicle, which makes plumbing and large gauge wire running more difficult. I mean, I'm not complaining. It's an awesome challenge, but it's just one of those things you have to consider, and it's a particular challenge to this build.
Is there AC in this thing?
There's AC.
Wow.
So you have, like I said, you have 2 cooling systems. You have a conventional cooling system that acts as a radiator that goes into manifolds that goes to the batteries,
Right.
basically.
Which
then
one-
you have
which one-
another cooling system
To cool
that
me off
goes
when I catch
the
fire.
AC. Yes, that will blast.
Oh!
It'll blast
We
freezing
should have
cold
wired
air
it.
into your
We
face
wired it wrong.
and up your ass.
Yeah, we wired it wrong, Tim. So sorry. We should have had somebody try it before you. Yeah.
But thanks.
Put a little salve on that.
I apologize ahead of time because I don't know the proper term for this, but I know that there are different kinds of radiators. Like there's it's like I'm comparing it to toilet paper. There's 2-ply, 3-ply, and 4-ply type of thing. Not toilet paper, I don't think, but
Yeah.
radiators there are. Which one is this going to be?
This will be a 4-core.
Got it. 4-core. There we go.
It's a cross-flow radiator.
What is the other kind of radiator? If it's not a cross flow, what would it be? Straight
Be
flow?
a standard, yeah. The other cooling system is actually help from the AC system in the car. So not only does it cool the cab, if it notices
That
your
they're
batteries
getting
are
hot.
getting too hot, it basically switches and starts cooling the manifolds, which the glycol's running through, which is kind of like a dual because it
But
goes
did they-
back through the radiator. So it's a dual cooling
Does-
system. It's exactly what Tesla uses.